Hello, everybody. We've got TTI League top 4 here today. I put up another one right before this, the other top 4 match. I recorded it last night, and I said some things about schedule that we ended up changing. So in that one, I said that it was going to go up about 2 hours after this one starts. It, in fact, went up before. And the finals I said was going to be at 1 p.m. Central. It is now going to be immediately after this one. So we're going to have a double header here, and then we sort of have the triple header with the one before. So yeah, we've got Majar here against Mars. I guess I'm gonna update this bracket so you can see who the winner of the final, who the winner of the other top 4 match is, and it was Dylan. So winner of this gets to play Dylan. This is Mars's Anakin list. He made the finals last season with a similar one. This is a few cards different, but it's same at the core. He's on 3 copies of Stela, 2 crates in the main deck. Really built to go pretty long, but also it's Anakin, so it can aggro pretty quickly. No bravados, but just lots of good value stuff. This is Majar's Ray deck, and it's got all the good stuff. Looks fairly similar to Tata's list from Minneapolis. So I think it's a few cards different. I think Tata was on 3 Mothma, 2 Marine. There's probably some other differences that I can't see without looking at the other list. Definitely some on the sideboard. But this is he's got the cargo juggernauts in there, 2 timely reinforcements, 3 Lukes, 3 home ones. Oh no, he does. He's not on Unity Purpose, but lots of good value, 3 drops. So I don't know if either player has like a structural advantage here. I think this is gonna be a really good one. Either way. All right. Didn't go ahead. Mars already saying good game before it's even started. Okay, he does start with 5 cards here because of Colossus. And this is a pretty great hand for Mars. He's got 2 ways of drawing things with the X-Wing and Stela. You could even keep the second X-Wing if you want, but I imagine one of them is going to get resourced. Looks like it. Majar also has a pretty solid open. He can go like either 3PO or Batmarine, and then follow up with the other one plus R2 next turn. It's going to be Marine into the Space Arena. And an Arc 170 from Mars. Force Thrower picked up for Majar. Or for Mars, sorry. Mars is the Anakin player. Majar's the Ray player. Majar's going to slow roll this a bit. Keep the Marine ready for now by leading with that R2. There's the Red Squadron X-Wing. And Majar calls 7. We knew it was correct because you saw it with R2. And he picks up a Luke. One thing that Anakin players sometimes do is intentionally damage themselves with Anakin, especially into decks that like to go a bit longer. Mars is not doing that here. You know, so even though Majar's deck is kind of controlly, especially with this board state, he's going to be able to put out a lot of damage and is probably going to try. So he doesn't necessarily need to make a big Anakin by intentionally damaging himself. R2 gets another swing in, and it looks like there's pretty much no way to stop 3PO from... Ooh, he's actually going to bury that card. You don't often see that with 3PO up, burying a card with R2. Must be real bad. All right, picks up Bright Hope. He's not going to bounce, which is interesting. Guess he really values the board presence here. All right, here comes Steela. And picks up a Fellow Dragon. And Batmarine's going to trade immediately in, and she's going to trigger herself again. And could have picked second Fellow Dragon, instead goes for Rival's Fall. Diversify those options. Three PO gets in. The call is 3, and it's a whiff. And we're moving on. Bright Hope usually is meant to be a card advantage engine, but here it's doing fine as like a sentinel blocking up the space arena. It's... Although with the Anakin ability, it's probably not going to end up 2 for winning the way Majar wants it to. Because Anakin can ram in the Arc 170, put 4 on it, which means Majar can effectively choose which one he wants to defeat with it. But Mars is going to walk away with a space unit alive if he decides to use the Anakin ability. He might not. He does. Before coming into that Bright Hope, again, Majar's side of the board, if he decides to play an Entrenched, he could survive for the moment with this Bright Hope. Looks like he's not going to go for that, just going to base at the moment. It looks like Mars is going for a bit of a greedy line here with Force Throw, which is actually not that greedy. Like, he's going to get at least one of them off, and it's guaranteed to be 2 at least. So he is going to... My guess is it's going to be the Entrenched that gets discarded here, and it's going to end up going to the Bright Hope, which means both space units are going to survive for Mars. I was thinking about Fleet Lieutenant instead. It looks like he's leaning towards Fleet Lieutenant. All right, yeah, Fleet Lieutenant. I guess he must have a plan for that entrenched. All right, and it looks like Mars is not doing the thing that I expected him to. He's putting the damage on R2 instead of Bright Hope. Probably hoping he can take out the R2 with that second force throw. Yep, this one's going to be entrenched. And yeah, R2. All right. 3PO picks up Spark of Hope. Ooh, that's actually really good. Because that can put the R2 back in, or the Sprite Hope, I guess. And then Rey can flip this turn. That's a nice pickup off of 3PO. And yep, she is going to go and clear that Yoda. So now we're going into Mars's leader flip turn. He's at 13 on base, which means this Anakin is going to be +2, potentially +3 if Rey swings in. Or if he decides to damage his own base. Notably, Majar's got Luke or Ewing reinforcement online this turn. Ooh, okay, so Majar's got a potentially really interesting line he could take here. Let's see what he does. It looks like no, he's not. He's just gonna go for probably Ewing here. But he could have like passed, waited for the Anakin flip, and then gone Luke for -6 and then finish off the Anakin with 3PO. It would have been telegraphed for sure. So it makes sense that he's going for a different line. But that would have been fun to see. All right, and he's got lots of options here with this Ewing. In terms of threes, he's got tech, village people. He's only got 1-2, so he can't do 2 2s and a 3. So it looks like he only can do 2 3s. Or he could just play Cargo Juggernaut, but I think he's going for someone else. All right, village people tech. Village people's nice here, blocks the Anakin. Kind of expected blue leader instead of tech to kill that arc 170, but it's not that big of a threat right now. And this tech can potentially... it has the potential to absolutely just outvalue Mars. All right, 3PO calls 3, misses. It looks like Mars just takes initiative. Doesn't flip the Anakin. Not really reason to in this board state. Here he's got a Luke, which can come in, immediately clear village people. Majar's got his own Luke. He also has like Fell the Dragon plus second village people, which might be a preferable line. Yep, there's that second village people. And Mars got to be like, come on. It is not fun to play at this YMCA. All right, and there's that Felder Dragon with the follow-up. Now we'll see if Mars wants to play the Anakin here. He's leaning towards it. He doesn't have such an easy way to deal with village people immediately. But he can do like swing in, knock off the shield, daring raid, clear the people. Trubia comes in, hits, misses. Ray is okay. No, Ray's gonna experience attack here, which means daring raid is gonna be an option for village people. Ooh, they both ping at the same time. Even if the experience does come down into village people, open fire is still an option. But Mars might even decide not to use it. Use a removal card here because he could just go in for the overwhelm. But he also wants to preserve the health on Anakin. But he also has to be aware of getting luked. And we know Majar has a luke in hand. All right, he's gonna swing in. So he's +3 right now, so that's gonna be 5 to base. And there's that Luke. Come in, clear the Anakin. Oh yeah, making sure the damage is correct. All right, looks like he's gonna go open fire and attack, and then probably go daring raid, finish it off. Fell the dragon, finish off Luke. Three-PO comes in. I don't think he's hit a blind 3PO yet. Oh, and he gets this one. All right, Mon Mothma. Gonna pick up another Luke. Mars has Crate Dragon in hand, which is going to be live next turn. And Majar is going to need some help dealing with it. Luke could potentially provide that, but he's going to be giving up a lot of damage. Ten to base? No, I don't believe so. All right, Crate Dragon. And Majar top deck the Fell the Dragon. Calls 3. Gets it. 3PO, 2 in a row. If I had a nickel for every time in the past 2 rounds 3PO hit, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird it happened twice. I'll see where that Crate Dragon damage goes. Could be to one of these units, or could be to base. Mars is a good draw, and yeah, pretty much a perfect draw. Let me check the tape for that damage thing. See, the Anakin's at 8. Or he's at 8. Swings into the village people. Yeah. Hey. Because that, yeah. So, given that he's done less damage, he's gonna choose not to do more and clear the unit. All right. Thanks, piano, for letting me know about that. All right. So damage is correct. Definitely looks like a strong position for Majar at this point. Mars is not out of it yet. He's still got lots of health, but he's behind on tempo. These 2 units that are out are not the biggest deal, but what's bigger is that Majar is going to be able to play this Luke again this turn. Although, if he goes for a Poe here, I don't think there's much Majar can do to stop it in this hand. And he can slow roll it too. He doesn't have to play it immediately. All right, Cassian. Still leaves enough up for Poe. All right, Fleet Lieutenant going to come in. Swing with 3PO. Plus, call is 3. And it's another hit. Boom. S3PO's been around since, I think, round 2. He's gotten so much advantage from Majar. All right, here's the Poe. Majar does know about the Luke, remember. So he's going to swing in with Cassian there. Not killing a unit. To keep his Poe safe from Luke. But he's running a risk there because he's only got 7 left on that base. All right, Blue Leader goes in for 3. That's threatening lethal with the Fleet Lieutenant. Or with a raid 3PO. Mars can block both those paths to victory. But he's going to have to face a Luke. Additionally, is likely going to lose his Poe. Thinking about options here. I'll try to think through some of them. He has to clear Fleet Lieutenant. He could do that with Poe. And in that case, he has the option to discard a card to clear either of these other 2 units. And then he can clear the other one with either open fire or perilous position. Gonna throw it at the Blue Leader. That play allows him to out 3PO with Cassian, which means he gets to conserve the open fire in hand and still deal with the threats. This is a pretty greedy play with the tech that just might pay off, actually. Okay, so Luke is going to kill the tech, but tech here acted as a shield for Poe because now, what's his plan here? He used Cassian to base. That might have cost him the game. And it looks like it did, yeah. So I think the Blue Leader, I don't know if he had an out to that anyway. Mars had a couple of lines there that could have kept him in it for longer, but he was facing some pretty bad structural disadvantages anyway. So great game. Majar gets game 1, but this is a best of 3, so Mars can fight his way back. Well played. That was a real good one. I'm sorry, did my OBS just crash? I don't think it did, but it might have. All right, it doesn't look like it did. So, sideboards. This is Majar's. That last game was a pretty knockdown drag out. We'll see what he brings in. I'm expecting certainly salvages, probably Rivals Falls, probably the takedown. I don't know about two sides. I don't know about direct hit. We'll see. They're talking in chat. What are they saying? Oh, it looks like Mars played with last season's list. Oh, I just realized something about last game's commentary. I was forgetting that Colossus had 2 extra health than Data Vault. So 3PO on its own was not lethal, even with the Ray. But that game's passed. All right. So this is what Mars's sideboard is supposed to look like. And he should be switching over, grabbing the correct list. He's got some more stuff for going late with Crate Dragon, Rivals Fall, stack card, Planetary Bombardment, I think. The one that does a bunch of indirect. Confiscates are maybes in this list. I don't think they come in, but theoretically they could knock out next experience token. All right, let me update this scoreboard for you here. Majar's got it. If you guys are interested in playing in this TTI league, go into the description, join the Discord, and play. We're going to be doing a top cut for next season. It might end up just being a top 4. We used to do top 16s for these things, but playership has been down a little bit, frankly. So if you want to help us get back up, if you enjoy watching top 16s, the best thing you can do is play in the league yourself. Help us get back up. Set 5 is going to be legal for both the top cut and for next season. It's also legal for this season, although it's an option. You can play either set 4 or set 5, depending on what you and your opponent agree on. But if you want to play some games, hop in the Discord. There's still time to play this season. You won't get all the bonus points, but you can still play. What's Mars up to? I see his cursor moving around. Oh, Mars had to rebuild his list. Ooh. All right. So should have the correct list now, and he can go do his sideboarding, and then we can start game 2 here. Winner of this gets to play Dylan, who's on Han2 blue. So it could be if Mars can do the reverse sweep, it'll be a blue-green hero mirror, or blue-red hero mirror. That is. It's early. Oh, that was a pretty long game 1. That was like almost half an hour for game 1. All right. Both players looking at taking a mulligan here. And it looks like they both will. Majar is seriously considering keeping this one. This is not a terrible hand for Majar. He is going to mulligan. Thinks he can do better. I don't think I'm going to do much better camera angle than this. All right. The camera angle I had for game 1 was like really good, but I didn't save it in TTS, so now I got to reapproximate it. All right. Arc 170 deployed. This is the reverse of what happened last game. Last game, Majar went first, played a Bat Marine to the space arena. And now Mars is going first, playing the Arc 170 to the ground. Notably, Mars doesn't have anything to draw a card right now. But if Majar plays this Clone Deserter, that sort of gives him the card draw that he needs. Who has to resource the Luke here. Both these players like to run their units up real close to that line. Looks like the Arc got caught off sides. All right, Mars is thinking about potential punishes to this village people, but it looks pretty safe to me. He's going to go for it. All right, 3-bit calls 3, misses. Now we'll see. Is Deserter going to take off that shield? Yeah, I think it makes sense to do that for Majar. Because otherwise, you would have eaten an Anakin head with the village people and probably lost the Deserter without getting value from it at all. All right, is going to throw in that village people and get the card draw. It's one of the downsides of Clone Deserter. It can get you some good value, especially into the aggro decks, but into control decks, sometimes it gives away just as much. Bright Hope picked up with the Mothma. Here's Steela. I'm just gonna generate some more card advantage for Mars. Ooh, almost just showed his cards there. Ooh, is Force Throw? No, look, I don't think Force Throw can be grabbed. So it looks like that's a miss by Steela. That sucks. All right. She does get another chance. Oh, no. 16 cards, not a single tactic. Now that is a tactical failure. That could be game swinging. Like we saw both the cards that Steela drew in game 1 were incredibly impactful for Mars. And yeah, getting none of them just feels bad. What are the odds of that? Someone get up the hypergeometric calculator, run those numbers for me. Lists are in the description if you want to use that as reference. Could cost me the game, but anyway, go ahead. Yeah, I mean, Mars is a good player. He's worked himself out of bad spots before. He can do it again, but this is a pretty bad one. All right, starts with Daring Raid. Clear that 3PO before he can get too much more advantage. Interesting, Majar's got a couple options here. 5 resources, can't use them all. Unless maybe he's got like a summon to smuggle in, like tech, and then he can Ray. Oh, I guess he could also like Bright Hope and then Ray the Bright Hope. But so you can go Bright Hope, he can go for resupply and get to Ray this turn, or he can go Sundari, which is probably the weakest option of the above. And it looks like it's going to be Bright Hope. We'll see if he bounces back that Mon. I probably would. But he had the option of bouncing back last game and chose not to. All right, no, he is gonna bounce the Mon. Ooh, home one. That's a nice pickup. And that's leaving Mars not a lot of good options here. Like he can pillage a 6-card hand. Not necessarily ideal. He could play Cham just as a body. Might be worth it. No, it's gonna be pillage. All right, and Mars just gonna scoop. All right, Mars just scoops. All right, Majar is gonna be moving on to the finals here against Dylan, and we're gonna have that one momentarily. I'm going to turn off this stream and go to another one. So I'll see you in a few.